Alexa, turn Christmas off.
Okay.
For a brief stint, I was doing a series called A Weekly Edit, which it would feature you watching me do an edit. It's funny. I could probably even do a display. Oh no, we don't want that screen. Yes. So I thought this would be a fun one to do. Every time, for whatever reason, in a lot of my videos, I mention Alexa, and it's a literal pain in the ass on videos like this that I've recorded myself saying those words to implement her to do something. That's not smart words. That's the quickest I can get it out of my mouth. So I kind of don't want to unplug her, but I kind of need to unplug her at the same time because I don't want to keep. Well, maybe that's the only reference. Let's see. Also, there's some really cool little things you can say to her, like um, you say her name, and then you say up, up, down, down, left, right, B, A, B, A, start, and it sets her into this new super mode or something like that. It's pretty neat. And if you get it wrong, but you're close, there's another. You can listen to it yourself. I don't want to ruin the fun. Okay, so we got our little intro here. But I'm finding myself more and more when I'm editing my videos, I've said her name plus a command, and it just keeps happening. And it's a pain in the ass because I'm like, I'm trying to do something here, Alexa. I don't know how well this weekly edit's going. Alright. So, you guys can kind of see what I'm doing here. You've never really seen this before. You know what I should do? I should do like I don't know. You're never going to be able to see that, even if you blow your screen. Well, I guess if you blow your screen up. You could just put it right here. Alright, I got a little bit more room over here. I mean, you don't want to lose any of this, obviously. So, this is, I can't really, I can't point. I thought my finger was going to show up on the screen when I pointed to something, but I realized the camera is the only thing that's capturing me at the moment. Alright, so this is how I edit. I usually start with something stupid at the beginning that can transition into my intro, which I am filming a new intro. I got a compliment from my friend Bob Melanson, and I appreciate it because the gears started to turn in my head, and I was just like, I want to do a new intro. I want to do a 2021 intro. I never did one for 2020, so I don't know what I'm going to do. Probably something similar to what I did in the first one, but far more badass. Okay, so I start with something dumb, and in this case, because it doesn't end on me like doing this, obviously there's a very specific reason why I do that. It's a great transition. Another one is if you spin, as you're spinning, you just, you cut the recording wherever, and then in the next video you spin in the same direction, and you can kind of fade them in, and it kind of looks like you've spun from one place to another one. I've never really used a lot of those, but I learned them from a guy, Peter McKinnon, online, who has a great YouTube channel. I haven't watched it in a long time, but when I did, I got a lot of tips and tricks. And the palm one is great because it's so easy to remember when you're recording, that instead of just hitting stop, you just boom, put it to your chest, do your hand, whatever you want to do, and you end up with a cool transition where you're coming in one, going out the other. The black to black, the fade. So this one I'm going to just fade, so this is an opacity thing. And I always fuck this up because you start by putting one not where you want it to start, but right before, usually. Not always. That's another thing I wanted to talk about while we were doing this was Alexa. This is killing two birds with one stone. See, she heard my... So, just about here, and then by here we just want blackness. This is fun! You've never got to, witness the actual editing process. And if any of my friends who do video editing have any tips, tricks, or see something I'm doing real dumb, please let me know, because I am completely with the assistance of my good friend Brad Rigo, I'm pretty much all completely self-taught when it comes to video editing. I give myself notes all the time. Throughout videos, if I think of something, even an idea for a video, I'll just be like, hey, write this down, because I don't want to stop recording when I'm doing stuff, because bringing larger files into Premiere and and dealing with, like, I'm already going way longer than I really want to go on this, but bringing files into Premiere, the larger they are, the longer they take to render, the longer they take to export. So the shorter I can keep them, the better. But I also don't like to cut up videos a lot either. It's funny. I really want, like, the whole video start to finish to be as clean as possible. This is actually a very rare video. I just rolled with it. I didn't really know what I wanted to say. I had some ideas that I want to touch on, and it was like butter, like start to finish. I know when I've created a decent video, when start to finish, like, I didn't really, like, have to stop or pause a lot. This is a good one. This is a bad one for first time watching editor people. I felt so much pain. Oh, here's another thing too. I'm on this video, I guess. Oh man, it looks pretty good. All right, so there are things here that are called LUTs that can kind of adjust the look. When I shoot, I try to shoot flat. This isn't super flat that you're seeing here. This is actually it's actually pretty sharp. Let me see. So almost always before I start playing with my LUTs, if I haven't filmed completely flat, I'll bring my God damn it. I'll bring my saturation down about 15%, and it washes out a lot of the colors that I didn't mean to capture. This is still a little bright, but the fun thing is now, because this is so well lit, like, I've got two really bright lights over to the right of me, four bulbs, 400 watt equivalent bulbs behind two umbrellas. I've got this headlight here, and I've got this headlight here, and these can be, you know, dimmed down or brightened to whatever level I need them at. But I usually don't leave them on in my videos. One I leave on because it just adds a little bit of top light, which is nice. And then I've got a ring light, which there it is. I can't get it over there because the plug doesn't go that far. But I use that sometimes when I'm doing Zoom meetings around the lens of my camera because it just fits right over it nicely and I can just sit there. But generally speaking, I prefer a lot of light because you can't add light. You can't. It's hard to, like, you can play with the exposure, but, you know, there's obviously a lot of shit going on there. Actually, that looked kind of nice a little lower. So back to the LUTs. LUTs, I like to use the Arri Alexa as my base starting point. It's here now. I feel like it's a little dark, but, you know, even just, yeah. So this is basically the LUT situation. There's also these cool creative filters, or you can make it look like certain films. So if I turn this off, this isn't a tutorial. This will just give a closer representation of these specific films, or, you know, some of them are completely wild. I have used a few of these in the past just because they're fun, but usually it's for a specific reason. The Fujis are pretty good, and some of the Kodaks are okay. But besides that, I rarely use them just because I'd rather tweak it all myself. This Arri Alexa is really bumming me out. It feels really dark. Alright. Faded film's another one that I really like to use. Like, obviously not overboard, but just a touch of it kind of looks nice. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you prefer... Oh, you probably can't see this. If you can see this, let me know what you think. Usually I keep it around like 30%, and it gives it just a little bit of a softer feel. But is that overboard? I mean, should I keep it sharp and modern? I don't know. Well, this is gonna wrap it up for the daily edit, because I clearly cannot do two things at once, and I want to focus on this first video because now I have two videos to edit. You know, what'd be funny is to do an edit of the edit video, and I guess it wouldn't be really funny. It would be just a lot of work. Is it worth the laugh it would get? Probably not. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up here. This is just a short one. I just want to say, you know, this is what I do. Well, that's going to wrap it up for the weekly edit. I clearly cannot do two things at once, and now I have two videos that I need to edit. So thank you guys for stopping by and checking this out. It means the world to me. And I'll catch you guys a little bit further on down the road.